What's up, all my soapy peeps? I'm trying to get some camera time. So today we are, if you watched the pear video, which is probably going to be 2 videos ago, we based the pear soap off of the citrus design. And I mentioned in that video, go check out my citrus video if you want to see me make a soap where it doesn't lump or clump. Well, I haven't even made a citrus video yet, so that's on me. Can't check out what's not there, right? So today we are making the citrus video. So we're gonna do the citrus twist soap. I'm gonna do a quick run through all the ingredients for the new people. Sorry for you guys that watch every episode, but if this is your first video, I want you to know like what our soap contains. So you can feel good about buying it. Go hit the Etsy link, buy up all the soap. Before we do anything else though, go click all the buttons, like, subscribe, thumbs up, tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell a stranger, tell 2 strangers. Also, if you guys do have suggestions for video, throw them in the comments and I'll try to get to them. Other than that, let's make soap. Alright guys, so if this is your first video with us, all of our soaps contain the same base ingredients: olive oil, coconut oil, goat milk, and lye. And since we're making citrus twist, we use Nature's Garden love juice. And just so I don't mess it up, I'm gonna read it, just like always. So the notes in this, they aren't necessarily broken out into top notes, mid notes, and base notes or bottom notes for whatever reason. They just have on their website that notes include orange, peach, apricot, gardenia, jasmine, and dry musk. I have had a ton of people that like, I don't like citrus. I'm like, well, smell it anyway because it's awesome. And then they smell it and they're like, now I like citrus. So that's awesome for us, but it's, I don't know how to explain it best other than to say it's a strong smell, but it's smooth. So it doesn't hurt your face when you smell it. It smells really good. It's not all citrus smell with the other stuff in there. It's very strong but smooth. I don't know how else better to explain it. Something, man, they just nailed it with the orange and the peach and the gardenia and jasmine and like that little hint of musk. I don't know what it is. It's awesome. If you've purchased citrus twist from us, give us a shout out in the comments. Let people know what you think. That's the best way to do it. Word of mouth, other people saying it's awesome. So camera's being sketchy, cut out on me. Did that when I was making oatmeal too, and I lost half of my ends. So you guys watched the pear video. You saw that oil accelerated the curing time, sped up how fast it was starting to turn into, as I call, pudding. The love juice fragrance oil does not do that. I can't make this in one giant batch. So what I have to do is pour the bottom layer, and then I can do the top and middle layers as one pour. So this is gonna cost me 2 pours, simply because if I pour the bottom layer in the mold, it will not firm up enough. By the time I mix up the swirl, it won't be firm enough for me to pour on top of. It'll just break through and it'll make it all crazy, lumpy, bumpy. Kind of have to do this one in 2 pours. So I'm gonna do the bottom layer, then we'll mix a huge batch. Part of that will go towards the internal swirl, and then the other part will be for the top layer, the cap. So 2 pours, 30 bars. Yeah, let's do it. As long as my camera holds out, doesn't do anything stupid. Oh, and because I always forget something, we're going to be using orange, yellow, and white. And because we're doing a tiny pour, we're going to use tiny quantities as soon as I figure out what they are. I already measured my lye for this. Y'all see me looking at my camera 50 times. Alright y'all, camera's killing me. So I tried to, so GoPro suck. Let's just throw that out there. You can't do anything unless you go through their Quick Pro app. Anyhow, so what I basically try to do is connect it to the computer via USB, go to the GoPro site, see if there's any updates, downloads. None of that's happening. So then I had to download the app to see if it could let me access anything through there. So what I did was I was going to bust out the old GoPro 4. That's a solid camera. I don't know what GoPro is doing. I don't know. Anyway, so I thought, well, maybe it's the card, the micro USB card itself that's causing some sort of whatever. So pop the old card in here, see what that gets me. Thus far, doing well. So what y'all missed was not a lot. So all I've done so far, guys, is pour the 3 bottoms for the citrus. So nothing exciting happening there. 4 to 3 bottoms. So I think I got the camera running right. This is just sitting up curing anyway, so I'm just going to pour on top of that. What I lost was this citrus oil does not accelerate like the pear oil does. That being said, Deborah, who's one of our subscribers, always commenting, thank you. She said she saw a video she's going to try to find for me that helps, keeps your fragrance oil from causing your soap to accelerate. Hopefully that works. So Deborah, thank you for that. Hopefully it'll work for the pear soap because that's a nightmare. You're going to see a huge difference. If you haven't watched the pear soap video yet, go watch that first and then come watch watch this video again, because you're going to see a tremendous difference in the quality of pour that I get from the citrus oil, night and day. Whereas that accelerates the soap, and by accelerate I mean it causes it to start to turn into soap faster. I call it pudding generally, starts to get the consistency of pudding. Citrus does not do that at all. I actually have to over whip the bottom to get it to set up faster so I can actually pour on top of it. You're going to see that. Deborah, thank you. That is all. Cut it right there, bro. So what we're going to do next is make a huge batch, and then I'm going to split that into 4 different parts. We'll do the orange for the swirl, the yellow for the swirl, and the white for the swirl, and then we'll pour off the remaining for the top cap. So it's going to be orange at the bottom, drop swirl in the middle, and then orange at the top. So let's do it. Camera's running, still running, not causing problems. I'll get a new USB card, call it a day. Oh, hello. Fun times with me today. So camera was working, camera stopped working again. So I'm using the GoPro Hero 4 Silver. It kind of fell over one time and landed right on the lens. So this might have a little tiny fuzzy spot right in the middle, and the volume's gonna suck. I can try to correct it, but not sure how well that's gonna work out. All right. I'm pop this in here because I don't know what's been lost and what's been recorded. We're still at this phase. Started mixing the lye. Yep, there's that fuzzy spot right there. Putting the sodium lactate in. Put your lye and coconut. Stir it all up. Yeah, I know. Okay. Dr. Jekyll. Get super light trace because I'm gonna blend this at least one more time, most likely 2. Where was I? Alright, that's enough. You can do our white. Yellow. So unlike the pear video, start with your light color. And then you can just jump to your darker colors. Without having to clean your mixer head. Now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with this because I need that pot. And I don't think that it's all gonna fit in here. Nope. Am I pro enough to say pro tip? How about just tip? Let me move these so I don't spill them. I'm going to be pouring out of this side of the container. If I pour my soap in this way, you're gonna get the first color, then the second color, then the third color. So by the time I get to the third one, I'm gonna have white, I'm gonna have yellow in the first mold, white in the second mold, orange in the third mold. So I'm gonna turn it this way. So when they stream across, show you. So when they stream across each other, it's all gonna come out this way. You'll get white, orange, and yellow all at the same time. Maybe I'll bring you guys down here to check this out. Okay, now where was I? White, yellow, orange. So you can see that's kind of what it's going to look like inside the bar. So now I'm going to weigh this. And I know this container weighs 9.9 ounces. So I'm going to subtract that from the total, and then I'm going to divide that by 3. And then that's what I'm going to pour into each one of these. Spoon drop. Let it fall on the spoon so it doesn't punch through your layer. Where's my orange, homie? Just making a mess. Making a mess. Pound that out so it can level off. I could just as easily put all 3 of these molds beside each other on the counter and then just pour it to where it looks even. But I don't like doing it. Alrighty then, so this is going to be our cap for those, and hopefully it's enough, because sometimes when you pour off pieces and pieces and pieces, you always lose a little bit in the mix, some left in the bowls or whatever, but I usually do a little bit of a little overage, and then when you add your fragrance oil and your powder, that increases your volume. It's generally enough to cover the little bit of loss. This oil actually slows down acceleration, which is good. That was starting to get a little chunky because everything takes longer on camera if I'm chit-chatting or doing whatever weird thing I'm doing. And then we're just gonna cap all these. That is all. Rubbing alcohol helps seal the top closed to prevent ashing. Never really had it work that well. Come back in 10 minutes, hit it again. Come back 10 minutes, hit it again. Maybe I'm not doing it right, but that is the concept. This is what ashing looks like. So you can see how green it is here, and then how it has that white. It won't hurt anything. It's just not pretty. It's okay. That's what it is. That's it for the citrus soap. Hope you guys enjoyed that. With all the camera failures, could have been better on my end, but it is what it is. We'll get the camera figured out and we'll go from there, but I'll bring you back tomorrow and we'll cut this. Peace out. Here are 6 black. I didn't even get 5 minutes, I don't think. So in case you didn't pick up on the other video before the camera shut off, when we cut our logs like this, I call it a log, it's a loaf, it's a batch, whatever. One end is very thin and gets rolled up into a ball to be a planet and the galaxy soap. The other end is thicker like this. So we'll take 3 of those and we'll put it in one package. We call it a multi-pack mini. And that gives people the opportunity to buy and sample like 3 different bars of soap for the same price as buying 1 bar. We always make sure that this weighs as much or more than a regular bar of soap. That just keeps us from wasting, because it literally have nothing to do with that. When we started, we were just keeping all those little cut ends and using them for soap and stuff, but then it piled up so fast, and it's just like, eventually you gotta trash them. I think it's a good idea. I don't always know where I'm going, people, and that's why I fumble about with the words. The citrus twist. I love the soap and I love the design. And generally it comes out pretty much awesome every time. I love this oil because it doesn't slow down the process at all. I hate the oil because it softens the end up, so that's going to be a throwaway bar there. Keep it in the house. It also forces me, doesn't force me, it's not a big deal, but I kind of have to cut this with the soft end out. Because if I put the soft end in towards the plates, it'll just smash it and deform it. So there's some more in there. Looking good. I like it. So guys, anytime you want, this bar is always up on the Etsy site, so you can just pop over there and get you some, ship right to your house. Go back to the main page, look up in the top right hand corner of the screen, be over there for you. You'll see a little Etsy link right in the picture of the goats out in the field. Just click that, it'll take you right to the website. And that's it for this. And if you're done watching here, cool. Let me cut lemongrass next, because this would be one you haven't seen me make on camera yet. Clean all the orange off so I don't get orange in my green. So that's what our lemongrass looks like inside. And then you see the top texture. So I'll go over more in detail when I make this soap, but this is just, this is a piece of fencing that I just took and I made it into a dip for a hanger swirl. It can go down in the mold and come back up. So what we do is pour the green, pour the white, pour the green, and then I'll dip that down in here. Where you see this raised piece here is where I came back up out of the soap. So that's the lemongrass. That's always on the website. You can go check that out. And that's it, y'all. Thanks for watching again. Go click all the buttons, like, subscribe, thumbs up, tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell a stranger. I had a comment today that I don't know how to subscribe from my television. A lot of people are watching YouTube straight on their TV now. We do. We actually have YouTube TV as our cable service, you would call it, you old folk. Because out where we live, there's no cable. There's not even a landline. Anybody know what a landline is? There's not even a landline to our house, and there's nowhere to even hook up a landline to our house. So we went with Dish Network and HughesNet. Please, if you ever use HughesNet, comment something in the comments like, because they suck. And then we went with a local company that was Evolve, and they were a line of sight service. So I point my satellite dish right at their tower, which was up over the hill, which was great until spring when the leaves grow in on the trees, because then I'm shooting through 2 forests. It just didn't work very well. And now the next thing we have, and y'all go check this out, because we got T-Mobile rural. I cannot say the word rural. T-Mobile rural internet. It's a little hub they send you. I'm gonna do a video on it, but it's a little hub they send you, and it pulls LTE signal out of the air and converts that to Wi-Fi. It is blazing fast, crazy high-speed internet. I went from 2 to 6 hours to upload a video to YouTube to 6 minutes. I've never had a video take longer than 6 minutes to upload. So anyway, where I was going with that, because of having T-Mobile, we had Hulu, but Hulu doesn't work with T-Mobile, so we had to go with YouTube TV. Works great. You get all your channels, all your locals, all your whatever you watch, Cartoon Network, Animal Planet, blah, 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 Sonic Creek Farm. Check it out. Anyway, that's your PSA for the day. Have a good day, guys. Enjoy the weather while it's still hot, because it's not winter. Peace out.